And I really want to have our listeners know a little bit about your background because you kind of have an entrepreneurial spirit and you started out in advertising, I believe. And it would be great to kind of learn how it led to your leadership position at Cotton.
All right. Well, I did indeed spend 25 years in advertising on the agency side. My father and my grandfather were both in advertising, and so I came through college with the interest in going into that crazy discipline. And I actually was working in an agency after many years in New York at J. Walter Thompson. I was working in an agency in Connecticut, and I was recruited for this job, and it gave me in my mid 40s a chance to, number one, be on the client side for the first time and be the decision maker rather than being the one that always put together the proposals but never got a chance to make the buy. And number two, it got me back into the New York market, which, as much as I love being in Connecticut, it was kind of exciting to come back into New York. And three, Cotton, what's not to like? You know, everybody thinks Cotton's terrific. Our creative teams love to work on it. And fourth, New York was an exciting place to be, partially because I could sit on the train and read books on the way in. So all of those reasons for wanting to make the shift from the ad side to the client side. Because if you're a creative person, we have so much freedom here because we don't sell anything. We're only trying to stimulate sales that are going to be initiated by brands, retailers, manufacturers, designers, other people. So we're not held to any sales information as the basis for our success or failure. We are given quite a bit of freedom to try to do what's right for Cotton, the brand. The brand meaning the seal of Cotton, which represents all cotton. And our 35 years of success have given us a certain amount of latitude to be very creative and have the board support us.
Well, that's so exciting, and you guys definitely are very creative and really just constantly coming out with new campaigns and really cool initiatives. And so one of those, the campaign is called Fabric of Our Lives. It's crazy how many products that we wear on a daily basis are made out of cotton and how important good quality fabric like that is to our daily lives. And so I know you had mentioned that you use science and innovation to make cotton products better. And I would love for you to explain a little bit more about the work and research that goes into that and how both the clients and consumers and retailers really benefit from that.
First, let me answer a question you didn't ask. People are going to say, well, why, if everybody's clothing is already made of cotton, why would they need to advertise anyway? What's the point? And the answer to that, it isn't as important to the people that make and sell cotton products that you know that it's a cotton product. What's important is that those products are in the retail store, on the shelf, on the rack, and you have the opportunity to make up your own mind what to buy. The truth is that it's much, much cheaper and easier for manufacturers to make things out of synthetic fibers, which are man-made and basically plastic, and they can give the manufacturer the ability to run their equipment much more at a higher speed with less chance of anything needing to be, stopped and restarted and recalibrated. When you work with an organic, when you work with a fiber that comes from nature, like wool or silk or cotton or linen, it's just harder to work with. So the point is that cotton needs to have a voice with the consumer so that the manufacturers and the retailers will make sure that they have cotton products in the stores for you guys to buy. And that's the reason we have the voice. Perfect example uses our science and technology. The market for activewear was changing to all synthetics, this moisture management. Wick the moisture away from the body, be comfortable, your clothes will dry more quickly when you perspire. That market was which is being, built by the Under Armours, which used to call cotton the enemy. Cotton is the enemy, and had no cotton in its line whatsoever, and by Nike and by Puma and Champion and Adidas and others. That we saw that market, our marketing showed that market was moving very, very heavily to synthetics for this moisture management capability, and that people like those labels. They like the Under Armour label, and they wanted to wear that in their street clothes too. So that was a real threat to cotton because it was a synthetic market that we were losing. Consequently, we put our scientists and engineers to how can we make cotton wick moisture away from the body and keep you comfortable and dry more quickly, so that it could compete with this capability that synthetics have. And they actually found a way to engineer cotton fibers to be in knits and weaves that would do exactly that. And then for the last 3 years, we've been presenting that to mills and manufacturers and designers throughout the world to try to stimulate an interest in making activewear products out of cotton, because of the other wonderful benefits from cotton, the comfort, the ability to hold beautiful color in terms of its fashion look, and the breathability of it, and just people that like natural fiber that washes clean. After you wash it, it smells great. All of the things that cotton gives you, we needed to find a way to get cotton to give consumers something else, which was this moisture management thing. So today, Under Armour has, I believe, their best-selling product is a line that they introduced earlier this year called Charged Cotton, and they are introducing other cotton-based innovations throughout their line. Nike's got cotton in I think it's usually in blends at this point with polyester, but hopefully they'll move more and more in the direction of cotton and activewear. Puma's using a product we call Trans Dry in men's golf shirts now, and hopefully that will expand. And as the next few years go on, this new technology with cotton to wick away moisture from the body will, I think, make a big difference. So that's a piece of engineering that we took on when we, through marketing research, noticed that there was a threat to losing a major part of business to synthetics, and that's what we try to do. We look for cotton's weaknesses and then try to find a way to correct them. Like there are now many 100% cotton men's dress shirts and some women's nice cotton shirts, button-down shirts on the market that are 100% cotton and wrinkle-resistant. There's stain-resistant products. There's fade-resistant products. There's water-resistant products. We have something called Storm Denim, which actually is being picked up by Under Armour as well. All of these things are technologies that have been added to basic cotton to help cotton do things that some of the competitors can do to make us a more competitive fiber.
Well, that's really exciting, and I think that it's just really cool because you guys are constantly impacting change in different markets, and whether that's for people who travel a lot and need wrinkle-resistant clothes, or I know my friends, a lot of my friends at Simmons are nursing majors, and their scrubs are actually made out of cotton because they're breathable, they're comfortable, it's easy for them to move around and work in all day, and it's really, really important to continue to do that. So I don't think we thank and stop you guys enough for the work that you do and promote, because I mean what you wear is very important to how you're working and how you're interacting with other people, because you need to be comfortable and you need that high quality fabric.
I mean, cotton is ubiquitous. It is, if you look at the T-shirt market, which you mentioned, probably, I'm going to guess, but I bet you 95% of all T-shirts are cotton. And if you look at the sweater market, cotton is the leader in terms of sweaters, not wool, not acrylic, but cotton. Cotton obviously is 98% of the denim market. There's a little bit of lycra in there or spandex for stretch, but otherwise denim is cotton. Sheets and towels are of course cotton. 66%, 2/3 of every fiber that we in the United States consume for apparel and home textiles is in fact cotton. All the others, everything you can name, and you guys ought to play a game, see how many others you can name, so you can get up to 25. But there are easily 25 or more other fibers used for apparel and home textile products, and combined, all of them make up the other 34%. So cotton really does have a significant share of market, and yet we have to fight to keep it. I mean, it's other fibers do some pretty good stuff. So it's not like we can rest on our laurels.
Absolutely. And you guys are definitely, doing a great job promoting cotton. You have a lot of really cool and creative campaigns, like we were just saying, Fabric of Our Lives. You have Kate Bosworth and then Zoe Deschanel. You can go inside their closets and see what they're wearing. So very much like from a fashion standpoint, that's really cool. And you also had the very audacious campaign, the 24-hour fashion show. And this was the first ever 24-hour fashion show with over 1,000 looks. And it was in Miami. And I would love to hear a little bit more about how that campaign came about. And I know it was a huge success. How do you feel about that campaign?
Well, we have every year put some money into experiential marketing programs to try to reach consumers in ways that are a little bit surprising and that help us get across the point that cotton is the fabric of our lives. And in the past, some of these programs have been done with college kids, and some of these programs have been done in shopping malls. And we actually had a program that was done in Union Station, the train station in Washington. And this year we wanted to do something that extended what we're doing with the TV, what you just mentioned, those closets filled with clothes that are on fabricofourlives.com, where you can go in and you can click on Kate Bosworth talking to her stylist about the clothes she wore in the commercial and different trends in terms of fashion and all sorts of other stuff related to the commercials and the music and fashion. So using a budget that was designed to reach out and touch consumers directly, we decided that if anybody could do a fashion show or a runway show, because it's not just high fashion, it's everything, a 24-hour runway show is really like a headline. People are going to say, wow, that's incredible. 1,440 looks, one a minute, from noon on Saturday to noon on Sunday. So we needed to find a place to do it and convince retailers to provide the clothes to give us 1,440 looks and bring in some really good DJs. And we signed up MTV.com to cover it streaming live on their website. E came in because we had Juliana Rancic as a on-camera spokesperson for me, and we brought in a lot of other media was involved in one way or another, and all of it was intended to just make that point that cotton really is all around us. It is the fabric of our lives. It's in everything you wear, from your underwear and your beach clothes, and what you'd wear at night, what you wear to go work out, and certainly, and this is where we put the greatest emphasis in our advertising, the really nice-looking clothes that women want to wear to look attractive. So that's the market where we have the biggest opportunity, and the market where we have the biggest challenge is women's wear, and dresses and jackets and sweaters and slacks and wedding dresses. We had cotton wedding dresses in the show. All of that kind of stuff is where we have to keep banging banging the drum to get people to pay attention. And as you pointed out, Emma, there is a lot of cotton in people's closets that they don't even know is cotton. And as I said before, that's okay, as long as they can see it on the rack in the store and they choose to buy it. And cotton does hold up pretty well when you compare a cotton item with one that's not cotton. More times than not, all else being equal, a person's going to go for the cotton item.
Absolutely, and that's actually one of the things that my friends and I noticed when we were looking through our closets, that even if they didn't know it was cotton, they realized the quality, and that's why it was in their closet. And I just thought it was very interesting, and definitely, I mean, 1,440 looks, one look a minute. You saw the diversity. You saw the, sleepwear. You saw the bridal gowns. You saw the girls' night out outfits. You saw menswear. And I thought that that was definitely very interesting. And it was a very fun show to watch. You guys did a great job with that campaign.
Thank you.
And you guys also have a lot of great giving back campaigns, and not just giving back in the sense of charity, but giving back in the environment. So you have this Cotton from Blue to Green campaign, and it's denim recycling. I would love for you to talk a little bit more about this campaign and this initiative and how people can get involved with it.
This actually came from something we were doing on college campuses 7-8 years ago, where we had a traveling show with various components. It's called the Dirty Laundry Tour, of all crazy names. And we'd heard about this guy that takes denim fabric and grinds it up and makes this natural denim insulation out of it. It's got a firm named Bonded Logic out in Arizona, and we thought, gee, that really is a terrific idea, and it keeps the denim out of the landfill and makes you feel good that you're giving somebody the ability to buy an insulation for their home, or to get an insulation for their home or a municipal building or a hospital or a concert hall or whatever it might be, school, that didn't have that fiberglass in it that you don't want to breathe or touch, and that it was all smooth and like a sponge and wonderful, and it was all made from denim. And when presented to the college kids through this program we had, they just loved this idea. It was just terrific, and it gave them an excuse to get rid of old denim, and retailers loved it because it gave them an opportunity to collect the old denim and then give people a discount on buying new denim. And the media was very attracted to it because they thought, wow, is this stuff really from blue jeans and then turned into this really nice sponge-like, wonderfully soft insulation? So they liked it. Corporations liked the idea because it was a way for them to participate in helping to do something that was environmentally friendly, that was very easy for them to get their employees or their factories to participate in. We've got annual donations from a number of major firms, just year after year. They're like Pepsi. They run a program, and they're providing fabric to this group. And so it's been going on for 6 years. We've had the retail promotions. We've had college and university promotions almost in every state now. We only take on 5 or 6 colleges a year because we don't have a big budget for this. But we're trying to get to every state with one of the major schools. And now we have a way that you can participate if you want, when there's no retail promotion or college promotion or corporate promotion anywhere near you, and that is you can go to the website and check out how you can actually send your denim in directly. And the website is cottonfrombluetogreen.org. And so we opened that up earlier this year as a way for people that just really wanted to collect denim locally and to send it in. And if there was no program being run, you could do that. Obviously, you've got to box it up and put the label on and pay the postage if you want to do that, but it gets the denim into the hands of the people that turn it into insulation. And then one obligation that we have is that all the insulation that we have made is given away to charitable causes. We've done the Katrina, New Orleans area for building homes in that area. We've done Habitat for Humanity for a number of years. Now we have a grants program which allows architects and builders around the country that are doing something that is good for the community to apply to get free insulation. I think it's going to be used in a couple of environmentally designed homes that are featured on television, cable channels and stuff in terms of how to build an environmentally friendly house. Lots and lots of different uses, but it's all, we don't sell it, we give it away. And so we have a whole organization set up to try to find out who should get it, and yet, so we're collecting it on the one hand, we're making it into the denim insulation, giving it away on the other hand, and it makes everybody feel good.
Yes, I love that campaign. I think it's really cool, and I definitely hope to see some schools in Boston involved next year. I know that it happens every fall when you work with colleges, and you guys are doing so many cool, innovative things, from your Fabric of Our Lives campaigns to fashion shows to, enhancing cotton with science. It must be amazing to be in this leadership position at this company and really impacting change throughout so many people's lives. And I would love for this last question to really be more so you reflecting back on all of your experiences, from advertising to now working at Cotton, this big corporation, doing really creative and innovative things. What is your one piece of advice for college students right now?
Well, I guess my advice for all college students, whether they want to go into advertising, marketing, or nursing, doesn't matter what you want to go into, is just be sure you don't forget how to spell or use grammar properly, or check the way you write sentences. There are those of us still in existence who take that quite seriously, and it just shows, we think, respect to whatever you're doing, to be a little bit more careful, to take the time to make sure you articulate properly and write your words carefully, and reread something before you hit the send button, or if anybody still puts it in an envelope and mails it, that too. It seems so simple, it seems like common sense, but I must say that it's becoming rare when you see a lot of incoming communications. It's becoming rare with people of the college age to see that the kind of care that used to be taken with communication is still being taken. And I think it will stand you in good stead to just make sure that you take those disciplines seriously.